About the prodigal most attacked is the one with the greatest call on their life. You should buckle your belt because I'm talking about your son or your daughter or the person that you prayed for the most. They have the greatest call of God on their life. I've seen that correlation even in the Bible. Now, what does that look like? I'll let you know that in just a moment. But I want you to come on, subscribe to our website, like our Facebook page. Let's build this social media. Share, share, share. Let everybody know, hey, Charles is on fire talking about the greatest attack on the life of your prodigal reveals the greatest call of God on their life. And this is very key for us to talk about this because some of you, you've been praying for your prodigals and they've been drifting even farther and farther. It's like the more you pray, the more lost they get. And you know what? That is normal, quote unquote. It's not really normal, the normal thing that should happen, but that should not make you extra, like extra frustrated. Of course you get to be extra frustrated, but it should not put you in a place of desperation and hopelessness. It should actually inspire you to know, hey, there's a reason for it. It's because they have a very great call of God on their life. Now, I want to pray for that one that is hard and looking like they are way all gone, because one of the testimonies that have come to us is of a drug addiction of this girl. 25 years of using fentanyl and all kinds of stuff. She got set free miraculously by the power of God. And it is to show you that one that is far gone and looking like hopeless, that's the one that has the great call of God on their life. Now, I want you to send me their names and their photo, if you can send me their photograph. I have a Zoom prayer meeting for prodigals on April 21 at 6:30 p.m. and I want you to be in that Zoom call. I'll send you the Zoom link when you send me the name and the photo of that loved one. Email it to me because we're going to build a prayer altar. We're going to lay hands on those prayer requests. We're going to fast, anoint them with oil, and guess what? Something is going to be broken. And like we are already receiving testimonies of this, even this testimony that came to me just a few days ago is so radical. It's a teenager who had ran away. Police were being called. The mom and dad didn't know what to do with her. And guess what? The one who is way gone out there is the one with the greatest call of God on their life. She has come back and she's about to get really, really radically transformed by the power of God. So here it is. So the Bible tells us in the book of Psalms 139, I love that verse, that there are people that will be way lost. In fact, David writing, he talks in Psalms 139. He says, if I would make my bed in hell, there you are with me. He's saying, I cannot run from the presence of God. Verse 7 actually puts it this way. Where shall I go from your presence? From your spirit, another version says. Where shall I flee from your presence? If I make my bed in hell, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the edge of the sea, even there your hand shall guide me and your right hand shall take hold of me. And I say, surely the darkness shall cover me and light shall be as night about me. Even the darkness is not dark to you, for the darkness is light to you. God is like, I don't care how dark they are. I don't care where places they've gone, hell, I'm going to be there. There's a pastor's daughter who had ran away from the father, the mother, and gone to a distant place and was in this pornographic convention. I've told this story before, and while in the pornography convention, where they are selling all the sex toys, pornographic stuff, adult stuff, it's awful, it's dark. And it's a convention of the darkest, most perverted things being on display. She is in this convention. And guess who was in the convention? God was also in the convention. Because God is also, his presence is everywhere. And so there was this group of Christians that had bought a booth, and they had said, we read your hand and we interpret your dreams for you. You know, everybody there is palm reading and yoga and palm reading and psychics and everything. And this group is there holding somebody's hand and saying, tell me your dream. It's just a way to reach them. And this girl goes there to have her palm read. And this person was prophetic, says you're a daughter of a pastor, you have a call of God on your life, you're a worship leader. God is calling you back to go to your parents and restore your relationship with your father and get right with God and go back to your calling. She breaks down in tears. She says, why are you here? I had ran as far as I can to stay away from the church and to stay away from God. And you're here. It has to be true. You're looking for me, God. And she ran out of that convention, went to a bus and jumped to the next place and found herself in her father's house, repenting, joining the church, leading worship, bam, back into her calling. That's a true story, because God can also go in the belly of hell and get them there. The one with the greatest attack on their life, they have the greatest call on their life. There's two people I want to mention in the Bible. One of them is the prodigal son, mentioned in the book of Luke 15. He is the classic story of the one that is mostly heavily attacked, is the one with the greatest call of God on their life. This father, in the book of Luke 15, he had two sons. He had a older one and a younger one. The younger one is the one who was mostly attacked. He got into rebellion, into gang life, into drugs, into sex and rock and roll. He even left his father, left his mother, wasted a lot of money, became a wild baby out there, partying and destroying the reputation of the father, murdering his own reputation, doing the worst thing that could be imagined, arrested multiple times for DUI, put in prison, going to even get a job in a strip club, hitting the rock bottom and going into this pig pen, becoming the crumb and the scum of the earth. He was the worst of the two brothers. The other brother was home. He was not severely attacked. He was working in his father's house. He was in church. He was amazing. But his problem was different. His problem was religion. His problem was just not knowing who he is. Yet he was obedient. He was nice. He had a family. He worked in his father's house. He obeyed. He did everything. But the call of God was stronger on the younger brother. Why is the call of God stronger on the younger brother? We are talking about the younger brother right now. We need people to Christ with this story. This story has great impact. The testimony of the one coming back from darkness is going to impact even more people. It's going to have a crowd of its own. I was listening to a girl who was a prodigal last year. It was her anniversary. We were celebrating. All of us were happy that she had completed 1 year. And in that 1 year, it is a story of coming out of drug addiction for 25 years. She stood on this platform right here next to me and she said, Charles, My story is so different because I've been in prison, I've been in drugs, I've been in heroin, I've been in crack, I've been in 19 different instances where I would have died. I've gone through all kinds of trouble with the law and everything. When I tell my story, a lot of the people can relate to that. And she said, they may not relate to you that way, but they relate to me. Right now, there's a whole gang of people coming out of that similar lifestyle because of her story. And she is having such an impact that in 1 year, she is pastoring a church. Why? Because the people relate to her story. So we are helping her, getting her all what she needs to learn as much as she can to be able to help other people. But guess what? It is an urgent thing because a lot of people can connect and relate to that story. So the one being attacked the most has a great call of God on their life. What about Paul? Paul was so bad. He was a terrorist. He killed people. He is the one who witnessed the killing of Stephen, the first martyr who died for Jesus. He brought together the gang that did that hate job. He is the one who put all this together. Stephen was killed by the gang led by Paul. And I believe when Stephen prayed and heavens opened and Jesus appeared, gave him a standing ovation, because Jesus gives a standing ovation to those who die for him. He got off his throne and stood up. When this happened, I believe there was a conviction that came on Paul. He was sold that time. He was wreaking havoc, leading gangs, and getting people to kill believers. Now, listen to this. The encounter he had on his way to Damascus to go do another killing and destruction of Christians, it was Jesus saying, you have worked so hard for Satan. You've given yourself passionately to him. I'm going to encounter you and give you a passion for me. And you're going to have the same drive and more, but now doing it for my glory. I'll tell you, God is grabbing the gang leaders. He is going after the criminal gang leaders. They are entrepreneurs. Those are evangelists. Those are people who know how to take territories. And instead of putting drugs on a territory, they're going to bring the gospel to that territory. Come on. And so what is happening? God is saying, nobody is too far gone for me. Remember, even in hell, I'm there. And I want their names. In fact, share this video and invite someone, because I'm going to believe God when we pray together on April 21. I'm going to be doing this prayer meeting where we are going to pray for the return of prodigals. We're going to join in agreement, and I want to send you the Zoom link for that. But you request it by sending me the email with a name or a picture or both of the person you want us to pray for. I'm going to put that picture on and the prayer name on my altar here. And we're going to fast and pray and lay hands on that. And we're going to see God do what God can do and you and I cannot. He is God, and he wants us to call on his name to do what only him can do. So I'm excited about this, the return of prodigals. I'm doing a series on it every Sunday and Tuesday here at the Hub. And we are bringing people to Jesus, getting them baptized in water. It's just getting started. The best is yet to come. Share the video, subscribe to my Facebook and also my YouTube channel. I will be bringing you a lot of content like this. And this is going to not only equip you, but change your life as well. We'll see you soon right here at the Hub. God bless.